Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fadila. I am a first speaker from group 6. Today we will explain to you about our material, language and sex. Wardaf 2002 state that a major topic in sociolinguistics is the connection between structures, vocabularies, and ways of using particular languages and the social rules of men and women who speak the language. Okay, and the definition. What is language and what is sex? Language is a tool of communication. Sex is a biological condition which defined as a set of physical characteristics. So, sex is the biological characteristics that define humans as female or male. Wardaf 2002 further state that sex is very large extent biologically determined, whereas gender is a social construct involving the whole gamut of genetic, psychological, social, and cultural differences between males and females. Okay, next slide. This is talking about dominance and difference. Studies about language and gender often make use of two models or paradigms, that of dominance and that of difference. The first one, we talk about dominance. Dominance is an approach whereby the female sex is seen as the subordinate group whose difference in style of speech results from male supremacy and also possibly an effect of patriarchy. This results in a primarily male-centered language. Scholars such as Del Spender and Don Zimmerman and Candace West subscribe to this view.
Difference. Difference is approach of equality, differentiating men and women as belong to different subculture as they have been socialized to since childhood. This then result to the varying communicative style of men and women. The bird tenant is a major advocate of this position. Tenant compress gender difference in language to cultural difference. Comparing conversational goals, she argues that men tend to use a report style aiming to communicate factual information, whereas women more often use a report style which is more concerned with building and maintaining relationship. Next, speech practice associated with gender. Minimal responses. One of the ways in which the communicative behavior of men and women differ is their use of minimal responses, i.e., linguistic features such as and yeah, which is behavior associated with collaborative language use. Men, on the other hand, generally use them less frequently, and where they do it is usually to show agreement. Next question. Men and women differ is their use of question in conversation. For men, a question is usually a genuine request for information, whereas with women it can often be a rhetorical means of enjoining the other's conversational contribution or of acquiring attention from others conversationally involved. Techniques associated with a collaborative approach to language use. Therefore, women use question more frequently.
3. Trafficking. As the work of Victoria de Francisco show, female linguistic behavioral characteristically encompass encompasses a desire to take turn in conversation with others, which is opposite to men's tendency toward centering on their own point or remaining silent when presented with such implicit offer of conversation. 4. Changing the topic of conversation. According to Bruce Dorfal in his study of some same-sex spread interaction, males tends to change subject more frequently than females. This difference may well be at the root of conception that women chatter and talk too much, and may still trigger the same thinking in some male. In this way, lower estimation of women may arise. Self-disclosure. Female tendencies toward self-disclosure, sharing their problem and experience with others, often to offer sympathy, contrast with male tendencies to non-self-disclosure and professing at peace or offering a solution when confronted with another problem. Verbal aggression. Men tend to be more verbally aggressive in conversing, frequently using threats, profanities, yelling, and name-calling. Women, on the whole, them to disrupt the flow of conversation and not as a means of upholding one's hierarchical status in the conversation. Where women swear, it is usually to demonstrate to others what normal behavior is for them. Listening and attentiveness. It affirms that women attach more weight than men the importance of listening in conversation, with its connotation of power to the listener as confident of the speaker. Men, however, interrupt far more frequently with non-related topic, especially in the mixed sex setting, and far from rendering a female speaker responses minimal, are ability to greet her conversational spotlight with silence, as the work of Victoria de Francisco demonstrates.
Dominance versus subjection. This in turn suggests a dichotomy between a male desire for conversational dominance, noted by Helena Litz Pellegrini with reference to male experts speaking more verbosely than their female counterparts, and a female aspiration to group conversational participation. Politeness in speech is described in terms of positive and negative phase. Positive phase refers to one's desire to be liked and admired, while negative phase refers to one's wish to remain autonomous and not to suffer imposition. Lakoff identified three forms of politeness: formal, deference, and camaraderie. Women's language is characterized by a formal and deference politeness, whereas men's language is exemplified by camaraderie. Cross-gender conversation. When we turn to matters having to do with how men and women use language in a wider sense, the possible explanation of this difference is in social interaction. In conversation involving both men and women, many researchers agree that men speak more than women do. One also found that when we talk to men, the content categories of such talk focus on competition and teasing, supports aggression and doing things. On the other hand, when women talk to women, the equivalent categories were the self feelings, affiliation with others, home and family. Another interesting claim is that in cross-gender conversations, men frequently interrupt women, but women much less frequently interrupt men. Conclusion: sex refers to biological characteristic and gender is a term to classify nouns such as masculine, feminine, and neuter. To introduce the concept of grammatical, there are two paradigms in studying gender. They are dominance and difference. In this case, dominance is the theory in which men are more likely to interrupt than women. In communication, women and men are used different language. The difference can be seen from their speech style, their speech practice, and cross-gender conversation. Okay, thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.